Welcome to my daily live stream. I'm mayohosko. Thank you so much for watching. We are covering a little bit of everything today. Going to be doing lots of stuff on the share screen, and I just remembered that I didn't put anything in the description. So I'm going to go do that before we get some viewers in the comments. So let me go to my channel. I see that we're at 1,113 subscribers right now. Actually, this does show. Um, this I'm so confused. I'm just gonna put this in StreamYard anyway. Maybe I already did that on YouTube Studio, but it's not doing it through StreamYard. So I'm just gonna do put it in here in case. Yeah, let's save this. Okay, yeah. So we're going to be covering a lot of different things today. Some of the new sets, some of the coming soon sets. Going to cover some of the polls that we've been doing. Gonna talk about a website that someone was talking about recently that I didn't know about before, and I think has some interesting stuff on it in its database. And there's a rather what I think is a profound YouTuber that we're going to get into a comment and reply involving me. So yeah, we're just going to wait for people to come into the chat, and then we'll start talking about that stuff. So just waiting for anyone out there. Just waiting for anyone out there. And let me go get my water off to the side here. Hey, Strictly. Hey, Tina Tear Time. Ditto. Yeah, so I'm guessing y'all are coming in from Odelay's stream right now, of which I was there 3 minutes ago. Yeah, so we got the coming soon page from the Lego website because there were some interesting sets from to talk about. Some sets that I want to get, and some sets that have already come out, which I want to get as well. And who knows, maybe you guys might be interested in those sets as well. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, everyone's coming in from Odelay's stream. And who knows, hopefully some of my viewers will get their notifications and decide to come in here, put out an Instagram story as well. So if you're on Instagram and you want to come follow me on Instagram, the link should be in the description. Hey, Galita. Yeah, everyone's coming in with the raid. So I'm just gonna wait until more people come in from there. But what do you guys want to talk about today before we get started? Because I'm happy to talk about stuff that you guys want to talk about as well. Because when I'm sharing my screen, all bets are off. Also, hey Odeline, thanks for coming in here. Yeah, so I'll be keeping up with the chat while I go through some of this stuff. So let's go and let's get this on the full screen, because there's some, and we're gonna go through some of these. So Lego's website has separated the sets that are coming soon from the new sets that are already out, and I wanna pay attention to some of the stuff that I'm interested in as we scroll through here. So I don't care about this kiss art, don't care about these hanging plants, don't care about the Hubble Space Telescope, don't care about that AT-AT, don't care about the Pokemon stuff, don't care about the Batman stuff or the Advent calendars or some of these animals or this La Katrina think that's for Day of the Dead, which is a Mexican holiday or something. Someone, if I'm wrong, correct me. Got some Halloween stuff. I'm not interested in the Olivia Rodrigo stuff, even though I technically grew up with her. Not interested in the Technic stuff or the Minecraft stuff. Um, Scroll here. Yeah, there's because there's some more down. There's some more down here. Um, and yes, because probably the big one that is marked as coming soon here that everyone's been talking about is the X-Files set. Now, I didn't grow up watching the X-Files because they came out in the mid-90s. I was born in the early 2000s. But I know the immense popularity of the X-Files, and a lot of people are really excited to get this set. So, are any of you guys excited about the X-Files set? Also, hey Candy, and hello Strictly Brickley, if I didn't say hello earlier. Yeah, where is Alexandria? It would be great to see her. You keep forgetting Olivia Rodrigo did Disney Channel. Yeah, because I grew up watching her on the TV show Stuck in the Middle. And then she branched out to music, kind of like how Sabrina Carpenter got her big break on Girl Meets World on the Disney Channel, and then branched out into music. Um, Strictly can't wait for the X-Files. I know that Alexandria is excited for the X-Files set. Yeah, let's get back here. Yeah, so this was of all the sets that Lego has marked as coming soon, this is probably what most people are excited about. But I'm sure some of you guys might be interested in these other sets. Personally, I'm not. Although I do got to say, this pumpkin looks pretty good. It'd go well with some of the other Halloween trinket type sets that done before that have the light brick in it. Like I have the Ghost GWP from last year that has the red light brick in it. If there are any Olivia Rodrigo fans out there, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know what you think about them, because that's more about the music. And so I'll keep that on standby. On standby. Hey Macro, we're just going through some of the stuff. You're also excited for the X-Files. Okay, so that's what they had in the coming soon. Now let's go to the new. Let's share this screen. The new sets. So of these new sets, I am really excited to eventually buy the pinball machine, and all these prizes are in Australian dollars. So convert that to whatever currency you use. I want this because I grew up playing 3D Pinball Space Cadet on my parents' 2003 Dell computers, which ran on Windows XP, and those are the same computers and the same software that my elementary school had as well. I played that at home and I played that at school all the time. So that is the number one reason why I want this set. Let me know if what you think about that set. I know lots of my friends have bought and built the Lord of the Rings and Minas Tirith. That's 1,000 Australian dollars over here. Lots of people have enjoyed that set. There's some cars, some Star Wars stuff, some Marvel stuff. A lot of my friends have also enjoyed building the Disneyland Main Street USA. Like I think of Moments of the Magic, who's probably the biggest Lego Disney adult I know. He did a time lapse video of this. No, sorry, he did a stop motion of this because there was a difference, and he did a review video of that as well. And also my friend Jason's Bricks and Five, who was in who was watching my 24-hour live stream last weekend, he also has this, and he did a review of that on the Alex Nunes channel. Also, a bunch of you guys are excited about Shrek. I'm more excited about the collectible minifigures for Shrek, but this has been out for a tiny bit now, and some more of the artsy architectural friends I know were excited about the Big Apple. So there's something that's a night setting. And I am not interested in this koala set, but there's a friend's koala set which I'm way more interested in. Also, some of my Revhead friends are excited about the Jaguar E-Type, because like Enzo Ferrari even said that this was the most beautiful car ever. So if Enzo Ferrari, of all people, said that about the Jaguar E-Type, you know that's something special. And even among the ET fans, I know they've had mixed reactions about this buildable ET. Is there any? See, the thing is that it's all very confusing. Like some stuff that's labeled as pre-order is in the news. Sometimes it's in the coming soon. I don't know. But this is something I am super hyped up about. The SpongeBob Conch Drive. I absolutely love this set. There's so many references to the TV series. These are the most accurate portrayals of these houses that Lego has ever made. I really want this. This might be my most exciting set of the year so far. What do you guys think in the comments? Let's go back. Yeah. So Glitter is also excited for the X-Files. Must be some kind of sticky keys or something. Well, yeah. Yeah. Gen Z, like me, would know more about Olivia Rodrigo because we grew up with the Disney Channel and the Nickelodeon. Yes, that was probably the most iconic pinball game ever, Brandon. Well, we appreciate that this is your first time. Don't forget to subscribe to the mayohosko channel. We go live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern until I go back to grad school. You're more excited about the Shrek minifigures too? Yeah, because those collectible minifigures come out in September. Originally, someone said they were coming out in October, but now it was confirmed somewhere that it's September. Hey Dragon. Hey Hoarder. We're just going through some of the new sets and the coming soon sets. So I've already given my thoughts about some of these, but I am so excited for the Conch Drive. This is the most accurate portrayal of these three SpongeBob houses that they have ever made. This is my most exciting set of the year. It has now surpassed the Michael Schumacher Formula One Ferrari car, which we will get into later on in the stream as well. Yeah, I know that you're excited for a lot of the Pokemon stuff. And hey, Tommy, just says Patrick has the problem. He's made out of brittle pink. What's brittle pink? I've never heard about that before. My problem with the new Patrick minifigure is that what's supposed to be his belly kind of looks like a chin instead. Yeah, there's been lots of controversy about that new Patrick minifigure. Anyway, let's get back here. Yeah, so I'm super hyped for the Conch Drive. I know my Harry Potter friends really like the East Wing that gives them some of the bridges they need to branch and connect together some of their stuff. And more Pokemon goodness. And as Tyler from Live Bricks called this Pokeball the garbage bowl, some of my friends were building the Snoopy doghouse, so I hope they enjoyed building that set. I know some people like Candy have already built the rave cave. I'm on the fence about whether I buy this set. I really like the design, just waiting for this to go on sale eventually. And these woodland mushrooms are probably my second favorite botanical set ever, after the 2-pack of the roses. And if I didn't already have the singular Buzz Lightyear brickheads, I would probably be buying that 5-pack. And the upscale Darth Vader is on my list. There's so many in here. Um, and I'm so glad they made an Oscar Piastri helmet. Oscar Piastri is my favorite Formula One driver. So glad we got the minifigure of that. I did an Instagram story about the Tower Bridge. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that. Yeah, let's scroll down here. More Pokemon goodness. It's probably one of the better proportioned Pokemon sets. Is Munchlax. Some of these sets that are labeled new, we've already covered on previous live streams, so you can go back and watch my previous live streams to see my thoughts about some of that stuff, because we got hyped for these sets a while ago. Just picking apart some of the new sets. There's more Olivia Rodrigo stuff. There's like 5 or 6 sets from Olivia Rodrigo coming out. Is there anything else? Yeah, because I wish that the Lego website would list some of this stuff better, because some of the stuff that's labeled new came out last month. We're at the end of July, and and even though the conch drive from SpongeBob has gotten a lot of praise, this SpongeBob Brickheads, by comparison, has gotten a lot of criticism. This looks way too tall. That's way too tall. And the studs don't look very good, in my opinion. Yeah, there's the X-Files, which we just went over, and some of the Smart Play Pokemon, which has also drawn controversy from the fans. Let's scroll down here. Yeah, so I wish, yeah, again. Oh, also, we now have official pictures for the Donkey Kong. I showed off the Argos website listing. So if you saw my 24-hour live stream, you would have seen that. But now we've got the official pictures of the Donkey Kong set. So who knows? Maybe some of you guys in the comments have some thoughts about the Donkey Kong set, and actually uses the joysticks to control some of the play features in here, which is a nice touch. And let's get out of there, see what people are saying. Let's scroll back up and see. People hoping, some people are well. Yeah, there's lots of excitement around some of the new stuff Lego's coming out with. Yeah, so you got your notification, hooray! Yeah, I didn't hear about that either. Crackable heads. Yeah, some people were also disappointed in that. But I'm just at the point now where the only people that complain about stickers are not mock builders. I'm a mock builder, so I take people's ridiculous thoughts about how Lego should do their stickers rather than the reality of stickers with a grain of salt. Yeah, I know a lot of people who really like the Pokeball and a lot of people who really don't like the Pokeball. So I think that's honestly a highly polarizing set. There's a lot of love and there's a lot of hate. We're just hey Hobby, by the way, we're just covering a hodgepodge of different things, going through the new stuff, going through the coming soon stuff, going through a Technic website that one of my friends showed off, going through some of the poll results about Lego sets we'll be building on my live streams in the future, including a collab stream tomorrow, and some other stuff. You have mixed feelings about the mushroom set. It looks great mixing with the snail. Yeah, the snail GWP would look good next to that. Now that you mention it, what do I think of micro machines? Do you mean the Technic CMFs or the actual micro machines sold from 1986 to the mid 2000s and then who were brought back by Jazzwares in 2020? Which one are you talking about, Dragon? Exactly. Those are the micro machines that we all grew up with. Hey, Kevin, you saw the Donkey Kong at Target, really? Hobby played with the pinball set in store. It was really cool. So did I, but I think the demo model I played with was heavily used because some of the buttons came loose while I was trying to fiddle around with the controls. Yeah, we're just covering a whole bunch of stuff, and if any of you guys want me to look at specific stuff, we can share that stuff as well. Yeah, the Technic CMFs. I watched Just Too Good's review of that series earlier today, and what I like about them is that they're nice and compact. They've got some decent play features. They have some relatively new Technic pieces as well. So I mean, I am not a Technic fan, but I can acknowledge some of the good stuff in there. And also the road cards they have in there reminds me of some of the Pocket series driven cars by Batat Toys. Yeah, they brought back the Micro Machines. Jazzwares bought them back in 2020, which was kind of bad timing, if you ask me. Anyway, let's get back to these. Um, let's get out of the listing for the Donkey Kong. Come on, get out of here and see if there's other good stuff in here. Some of the One Piece sets are coming out. So, is there any One Piece fans out there anywhere? Let let me know what you think about some of the new One Piece sets. And I think this is the last refresh of here. As some of you guys might have seen that I bought the Smart Play Moss Eisley's Cantina. If you saw the 24-hour live stream, and that rest of stuff is gear. Yeah, so that was some of the new stuff. So let's minimize this. And I want to show off a different website. And hey, Billy. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, and also, now that we got Streamlabs back in the chat, you guys can be earning your jars again. So you might want to check how many jars you have, and if you're in the top, in the top 10 yet. So let me share a link to this thing. Doesn't this website look old? You pre-ordered the ship because you read the manga. Yeah, I know some people have also read the manga, but more people I know have just watched the TV series, either the anime or the live action on Netflix. You used to be a big collector of Micro Machines. You like the ones that lit up. I don't remember those. I don't remember the light up Micro Machines. We grew up with the Super Auto World Center back in the day. Hey Seth, we just finished doing some thoughts about the new sets and the sets coming soon. Because I was talking probably most excitedly talking about the new SpongeBob Conch Drive. So if anyone got here within the past several minutes or so, and you want to see some of my reactions to the new sets, then you can watch back on the replay game if you so be inclined to do so. But yeah, doesn't this website look hella old? This is a website called Technopedia. One of my friends, a battery powered bricks, made a video about this, and I think it stopped getting updated in 2016, but it's a database of and a categorization of the different Technic sets from over the years, starting when it was called Expert Builder back in 1977 and all the way to 2016 when they stopped updating the website. So is there a copyright pay? Is there a copyright on this website? Because this looks like a website that was designed on Windows 98. It really does. That's how old this website is. Yeah. So I came across this website after that video and was like, wow, this does a good job at not only listing the set numbers with the years, but also the categories for different ways to search. Because like, even though I don't care all that much about Technic, I will say that really the only way you can find categories of stuff on Brickset is if you go to individual set listings and then click on the tags that they have for the set descriptions on their website. You miss Windows 98. I never used Windows 98. I grew up with Windows XP, which then transitioned to Windows 7. Simpler times, exactly. The late 90s, back when dial-up internet was first available to residential addresses. So, like, for example, my friend Brigzar really likes the bulldozers. So instead of searching through the different years, they have categories. Construction equipment. I can just click on bulldozers. And it shows the different bulldozers they've done over the years. So it looks like they've done 4 all time. I'm guessing this is the original, which came out in 1979. And you can get kind of an evolution, I guess. Because when did this one... Oh, that doesn't have a tag on it. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. It doesn't have tags or hyperlinks. But I know that either one of these two at the bottom came out in 2007. But yeah, you can see the difference between this original one compared to these two down here. And this website came out before they made the Caterham or no, sorry, not the Caterham, the Caterpillar construction company a bulldozer set with the licensing and everything, which is way more advanced than these two, of which are already way more advanced than this OG. So I thought that was cool. And something I'm a little bit more interested in is excavators, of which they've done way more excavators over the years. Done way more over the years. And this is the one that I grew up with. I got gifted this set by one of my family for either Christmas or birthday. The only Technic set that I ever bought with my own money was the electric garbage truck from a couple years ago. All the other Technic sets in my possession were gifted to me, which shows how much I don't like Technic by comparison. And like, this was always a cool one, the bucket wheel excavator, because this is something you see at a mine, which is really interesting. Let's get out of there. And yeah, so like, when I saw how much they went forward to break down some of this stuff, I thought it was really cool because it makes searching for some of the Technic sets a little bit more easier than brick set. So yeah, that's enough out of that website. Um, I wonder what you guys think about that. And let me get out of this full. Sorry, I'm just. I don't know what's going on. What am I doing? Doing here? Anyway, yeah. Let's see my beautiful avatar right there, and let's see what you guys are saying. It is retro looking, isn't it? Yeah, because I didn't start using the internet until probably the year that Wi-Fi replaced dial-up internet. Did you know the headlight brick come out sand green, sand blue? Yeah, I knew about those colors. Um, and I think I knew about dark orange, but I didn't know about trans orange. Wow. Yeah, we find out new things every day, don't we? Apparently, they came out in 2004. Yeah, 2004 was the year after the Great Color Purge of 2003. Well, those Technic figures were retired in 2001. I'm probably not buying any of them, and I'm guessing is is anyone still in the chat who raided over from Odelay? I haven't seen any of you guys in a few minutes. Let me know if you're still out there somewhere. Anyway, there was some other stuff. Let me yeah, because there was a poll that I did. Let me go to my channel so I can show off that poll, because I did this poll in a few places. I did it on Instagram as well, and I did it in the chat as well. But let me share this screen. Yeah, Strictly still here. Anyone else out there? Because I just saw them not in the chat. So what happened? Let me get this share screen and share my channel, and let me put this on the full screen. Yeah, so, and let me just get a zoom in. So and this has been the same results on multiple places. Overwhelmingly, you guys want me to build the upscaled Wally robots more than Michael Schumacher's Ferrari Formula One kid. That has been the same result everywhere I have done this same poll. There's only been one person on each of the polls who wanted to see me build the Ferrari. So I want to ask you guys in the chat right now, for those who voted on these polls, did you vote because you absolutely love Wally, or did you vote because you absolutely hate Formula One? I asked the viewers in my chat yesterday, and their response was that they voted because they absolutely loved Wally. So I wonder what you guys in the chat today, what your psychology was for those who voted on this, who voted on this poll. There's 15 votes on this poll. Hobby was a pioneer for internet programming, Windows 3.1 back in elementary school. One with the other student because teachers really had no idea. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot technically going on in the 90s. Yes, you were saying that the other day. Wally is my favorite movie ever. Hey Zelda, we just covered a really awesome Technic website. We just went over some of the upcoming sets and the new sets. I gave my thoughts about how much I really, really, really like the new Contra Drive set from SpongeBob. And who knows, maybe you guys have some thoughts about the sets coming out soon and some of the new sets that are available right now. So if anyone wants to see some of my thoughts about that, they can go back and watch this live stream on the replay. Yeah, yeah. Um, and that's what I like to hear, because as we were talking about on my live stream yesterday, I would prefer it if people voted for something because they absolutely liked it, rather than vote for something that was the best of a bad situation. Yeah, so overwhelmingly, practically everyone I know wants me to build the upscaled Wally robots, which is why, if you didn't already see it on my Instagram earlier today, I am proud to announce that on my live stream tomorrow, I will be collaborating with Brick Babe. She has the Walt Bricklink Designer Program set. I have the upscaled Wally robots. We're going to be building those sets for an hour. We don't have to finish, but we're going to have fun together for an hour. It's going to be the battle of the bots, so to speak. So I'm going to do an Instagram reel about that later. And I collaborated in a post from the Brick Babes Instagram account. So you would have seen that for those who follow me on Instagram. So we're going to have fun building those sets tomorrow. And I'll do a community post about that tomorrow as well. Yeah, so we're gonna have fun doing that stuff tomorrow, which will be at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And yes, a Brick Babe is fun. Been watching a lot of her streams this week because I've been awake at odd times. Anyway, so that was going over the poll. So I'm going to get out of that. And something interesting that I think might be a little bit of a discussion point. The voting link is on my community post, which we were just sharing on the screen. So now I'm going to share from my photos because I had a rather profound conversation with someone after watching their video. So they were making a video about why certain people come and go from the Lego community. So I'm going to read this. So I commented on someone's video who is called Real Brick Life. So my comment was, and I want your opinions about my psychology throughout all of this. I said over my 15 years in the Lego community, I've seen two big reasons why people quit the community. One is their socioeconomics change, and two is they lose the passion and pursue other projects in their life. Some themes attract certain interest from certain collectors. When those themes retire, people who collected those themes lose interest. When those themes retire, people who collected those themes lose some interest in the hobby. Those are lots of people who I've seen inactive on their social media. At times, the community can get stressful due to the Lego group's decisions or cultural changes, and some people don't end up evolving on social media, so they leave. And their response, which I thought was very thoughtful, and had a lot of nuance in it. It says, "Thank you for sharing your perspective. 15 years in the Lego community gives you me a really interesting viewpoint on how things have changed over time. I think your point about life circumstances changing is especially true. Hobbies naturally move up and down in priority as careers, families, finances, and other interests evolve. And you're absolutely right that some people are deeply connected to specific themes. When those themes retire, a big part of what kept them engaged can disappear too. I also think your me observation about social media is an interesting one. The Lego community has changed a lot over the years, and keeping up with platform changes, trends, and the constant flow of news and opinions can sometimes become exhausting. For some people, stepping away is simply the healthier choice. Thanks for adding such a thoughtful and experienced perspective to the discussion. It's always fascinating hearing from someone, me, who's seen the community evolve over such a long period of time. So, what are your thoughts about some of that stuff? Um I'm gonna hand the floor over to you and get into a little bit of a discussion about that. Dragon says it can be to community to, like in the case of Kevin Hinkle, yeah, because Kevin Hinkle got frustrated with stuff in the community, and also got frustrated with the Lego group in at the same time. Like, he's an example of people coming and going because they don't want to change with the times, or they get screwed over. Yo, Cliff, if you rewind a couple minutes or so, I was just quoting one of my comments on someone's video, and their response, because we were talking about why certain people come and go from the Lego community. And now I want to hear what you guys have to say, what your perspective is about people coming and going from the Lego community. Because I've seen hundreds of people who I had a remote interest in just vanish and disappear without a trace. They didn't tell anyone that they were going. They just one day decided to log off and never come back. Like, you don't see as many bionicle people, for example, in the community anymore, because the bionicle theme retired, what, like 11 years ago, after Generation 2 was a failure. Yeah, also, we went over some of the new and coming soon sets. Well, I gave my thoughts about some of that, including the conch drive from SpongeBob, which I'm really excited about. It's probably my most excited Lego set of the year so far. I can't wait to get that. It's by far the most accurate depictions of those houses from SpongeBob that Lego has ever made. And one of my friends who also likes SpongeBob is equally excited about that. So we were talking about that, and there was this really cool Technic website called a techno called a Technopedia, which has some advantages over the Brickset website, which I actually really like. The way that they categorized some things without using tags on set descriptions like what Brickset does. Hoarder says, think a ton of people left over the cost, some over the lack of good sets, some because online hype is at an all-time low. Is that true? I'm not sure about that. And the rest because they were just LARPers who were riding the Lego as a fad wave. Yeah, because, like, remember the fidget spinners? For example, 10 years ago. Remember everyone who had cabin fever during the Rhoda, and then once they got their jobs back, they quit the community? In my opinion, most of those were fake fans from the beginning. But those who have stuck around since then actually fell in love with the hobby. Yeah, so I think that's one of the more interesting discussions that I've had watching someone's videos in a long, long time. Hobby says when you have a Lego withdrawal or lull or low, if you will, it gets to you deeply. You feel neglective of your habitual duties, kind of why you joined the community. Yeah, because like the Lego online community, there's always people talking about stuff. However, some different hobbies online, there's not as much to talk about. However, with the Lego community, what I've always noticed is that there's always something to talk about. A dragon says, now we have the LARPing resellers exactly on Whatnot, who are only in it for the money. Well, that was so like the Whatnot side of the community is an evolution of people who were hedging against the US dollar when the American economy was recovering from the global financial crisis. Those were the early Bitcoin investors. Those were people who supported the Tea Party. Those are the people who jumped on the get rich quick scheme, where with the news articles of is is the Lego well is the Lego brick worth more than gold and all that other crap from back in the day. The same, and at the same time there was a different crap about is the Lego Friends theme the most sexist and the most misogynistic theme ever? Is this bad for girls? And you know what happened? The Lego Friends theme became extremely popular with girls. So those were emphatically wrong. And I'll always laugh in the face of any news writer or columnist I see attached to any of those articles. If I were to go back and read some of that shit, Horda says, "Yeah, those people cause figs double in price." Exactly, it's become a seller's market on Whatnot, and that's left some Bricklink sellers hung out to dry as well. So I feel sorry for the Bricklink sellers. I don't feel anything at all positive towards the Whatnot sellers. They are a stain on the Lego community, like they're a stain on the trading card community. A dragon says, "Let me not push my figure in the wall all the way and put them in a case." Yeah. Hobby finds other hobbies don't live stream together like we do, but they do collabs. Yeah, because like I must say the StreamYard software and Streamlabs and OBS etc. has made it very easy for people to do live streams. Back in the day in the Lego community, there was Google Hangouts, and there was the YouTube software, and that was it. And some of those old Google Hangouts live streams weren't even in HD. If you pay for StreamYard, you can film in HD. Google Hangouts, the memories. Horda says, think if Lego fans only buy figs off people who know the lore behind that fig. If they don't know the price, they have no right selling it at twice the price. Well, that's what the market has dictated, but that's not what the customers are buying. You feel bad for children. Won't somebody please think of the children? We were talking about you earlier, Alexandria, when some of Odelay's viewers raided in here after his stream. Let me go back to the top of the chat, specifically to see some of this stuff. Because we were going over some of the new sets, some of the sets that are coming soon. A really cool Technic website that in some aspects is actually better than the Brickset website. Yeah, because we were talking about the X Files set, and some people were saying your name. That was 40 minutes ago. About um, yeah, some people were saying your name. Where were they saying your name? Um, yeah, because Galita was saying that you brighten up the mood. Um, there were some other people saying stuff. Um, yeah. Anyway, some people were saying some good things about about you. So maybe you might want to go back and watch this live stream on replay to see some of the stuff. Yeah, and also we were talking about how most of the polls that I was doing overwhelmingly voted to build the upscaled Wally robots over over Michael Schumacher's Ferrari Formula One car. So we will be opening that set on my live stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be a collaboration with the Brick Babe. So you can get all excited about that. Um, they can't even get into Lego the way we could as children. Exactly. Well, it's also because this is a technological generation, not a use your hands generation. Um, yeah, and also I'm just gonna flash this stuff back on the screen. People can pause the screen and take their pictures to contemplate their own thoughts. This was my comment on someone's video about why people quit the Lego community, and this was their response. So, and this was their response to what I was saying. Maybe you guys might want to take screenshots on your devices for those who didn't already give their thoughts about what we were talking about, and maybe read this a couple times so that who knows, maybe you might want to share your perspective about some of this stuff as well, because I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. Hey Johnny, yeah, you missed out on a whole bunch of stuff as well. Yeah, so I think to understand the full context, a few people might have to go back and watch this on replay, because it's an interesting discussion, because like there's a bunch of different reasons why people come and go from the community. There's a lot of a nuance about that kind of stuff, and also when I was scrolling through the new sets and the coming soon sets, I was scrolling over a lot of stuff that I personally didn't care about. But who knows? Maybe some of that stuff that I did scroll through, maybe you guys might want to talk about that instead, and maybe you might want to have discussions about some of that stuff if you're really passionate. If you're really passionate, we can have all of those conversations. I was a SpongeBob kid, Johnny, which is why I am super excited for the Conch Drive set. It is by far the best versions of those three houses that Lego has ever made. Yeah, life comes before Lego. We've all been there. Yeah, at times I've been there as well when I've had to focus on my classes. For example, um, you're not using the right commands, Mark. Congrats about what, Johnny? And Macro didn't quit, just had to make more money, and you got busy. The whole rehab stint. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of different reasons. Horta says You got your doctor's son into Lego, build his first set. Now is 15 sets in to the hobby, trying to claim the upstairs living room. So now there's a turf war going on, eh? Hobby says X-Files look cool, but I don't know if you need it. The commercial you saw was phenomenal with Agent Scully. Yeah, I didn't see that commercial thing, so if anyone did, let me know what that was all about. Because I wasn't paying attention to any of that, and I didn't know about that until they were talking about that on London Calling today. I don't know what that connection is, Johnny. Hobby says when your cat got sick before he died, uh, bills put you way back. You couldn't buy stuff. Yes, likes and some people, Americans, healthcare have to sell their house just to pay for their expenses. And sometimes you have to sell a Lego set or so to pay for expenses. That's why I keep the boxes of the big sets, and I keep all of my instructions for the same reason. Um, mm, mm. So Scully was everyone's 90s crush. Yeah, on London Calling they were showing the lifestyle shots of some of that stuff. And yeah, she looked all right next to that set, but you couldn't part way with any of your classic Legos. So, what were the Lego sets that you grew up with hobbying? Action figures, video game collection was all sold right before that. Yeah, sometimes you also have to pick the right moments when you want to sell stuff. Mark says that's a hard one for Kevin. You got ins for your cats. Glad that they don't need all their teeth pulled. See, that's another reason why I don't want pets is because I don't want to have to pay. I don't want to have to pay for them. Yeah, some people were crushing on Buffy the Vampire Slayer as well. I certainly know some people who still really like that TV series that came out in 1997, right? I can only imagine that. Yeah, yeah, people gambling. Yeah, no pets for me either. Um, yeah, we covered just about everything we needed to cover on the live stream. Um, so that's good. Um, but what I do want to show in particular is I want to go back to the Lego website, and I want to talk about some of the plans and some specific sets. So I want to search Star Trek. Because we have to talk about the Star Trek Bridge set. So let's go share the screen for the Star Trek Bridge. Or the Trekkies in the chat just got excited. So this is whoa, that's mean. So this is the Star Trek USS Enterprise NC bridge. It's going to be 300 Australian dollars. And this is by far my favorite thing out of anything Star Trek ever is the bridge. And when the Enterprise D came out, I was like, okay, this is cool. And getting the minifigures for the next generation was really interesting. Now I'll wait for whenever they come out with a Spock minifigure. And with this set, they're coming out with the Spock minifigure. So I will be buying this bridge eventually to get Spock. Exactly. Live long and prosper with the Vulcan hands. Live long and prosper. Prosper, sorry. Yeah, so Spock has a really accurate dual molding hair. He's got his ears molded into his hair, which is really interesting. So all the So everyone who grew up with Star Trek, the original series, will like these minifigures. People who grew up with Star Trek, the Next Generation, would like the minifigures from the Enterprise D. This is the Enterprise Bridge. So yeah, I really like the Spock minifigure in there. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that of all types of sets they chose to release Spock in. It's the bridge because if they made the bridge for the Next Generation and they made the Enterprise D for the original series, I would still buy the I would still buy the bridge if it had the Next Generation minifigures instead, because I like the look of the bridge. And I would honestly have a really hard time paying all that money for the Enterprise D just to get the Spock minifigure. If you know what I mean. Um I could imagine Spock getting really expensive one day, Johnny. Hobby got an uh original Castle, Pirate Adventures, Islanders, Few Space and City, Classic Ages, and Technifigs. Yeah, so that sounds like a lot of stuff from the 90s. Strictly grew up with the original series. Nice. It is a fun name, isn't it, Johnny? Hello, Axco. We were just talking about a whole bunch of stuff today. The new and coming soon sets that Lego is doing. Some of the polls where you guys voted that you want to see me build the Wall-E robots more than Michael Schumacher's Ferrari Formula One. So we will be building the Wall-E robots on my live stream tomorrow. I know the screen is black. Let me go back to the Lego website so we can share more of this stuff. So I'm going to share my entire screen so we can go here. So I can get pictures of the Wall-E robots. It's Wall-E. The set is called Wall-E and Eve, but it comes with a Mo as well. It comes with Mo. So we will be building this set starting tomorrow, and it'll be a collaboration with Brick Babe. She has the Walt bot from the Bricklink Designer Program. So it's going to be a battle of the bots, and people who are following me on Instagram would have already seen stuff about that. Because I was never interested in the buildable Wall-E from back in the day, but the fact that this one includes Wall-E and Eve and Mo, after I enjoyed building the Brickheads version of Wall-E and Eve from a couple years ago, made me really want this set, and I bought this set when it was on sale last month. And if you watched my 24-hour live stream last weekend, you would have seen me unbox this set. So I'll be really excited to build this set, and you guys voted for me to build this set over, and let me search for Formula One in the Lego website. You guys wanted to see me build the Wall-E robots more than Michael Schumacher's Ferrari Formula One car. So I'm very excited to build this. Let me see some of the comments really quickly. Hobby's been collecting since 1989. Yeah, I remember because we did that stream. Yeah, and I remember saying that you took a dark age in high school. Why are you sleeping on that? The Wally set is cute. We're not going to have that slander in the comments. Anyway, yeah. So I'm now going to pretty much collect all of these types of sets, and I'm going to collect a lot of the Wall-E sets. So this will be the build. This will be the set that we build when we finish building the Wall-E robots, which is why I did that poll. And let's go back to the conch drive. Let's search for SpongeBob. Let's go back here. Yeah, so I'm so excited for this. You get the actual pineapple ridge lines in that is accurate to SpongeBob house and a real pineapple. You get the first appropriately colored dark blue Easter Island house for Squidward, and you get the best roundness for Patrick's Rock ever, and you get the weather unit, the most accurate depiction of that ever, that's on top of his house. And you get a little portion of the jellyfish fields. And you get a boatmobile, which is an actual boat on wheels, which is more advanced than what they did in the past. And you get the bubble stand from a season 1 episode. And you get the bikini bottom sign with a little some pieces of coral. That green coral they included, no, sorry, that green seaweed they included in the old SpongeBob sets from 20 years ago. The coral piece behind there was from Friend sets. So it makes total sense that they're using it in SpongeBob. And a lot of people also really like the Frankendoodle holding the pencil. That pencil looks like a fun build. The Frankendoodle, as Dragon pointed out, is a sticker on a complicated mold right there. And people were saying justice for Gary because they made a better mold for Gary's shell and has a better color for Gary's eyes right there. And there's a look at the mini figures in there. Patrick has gotten a lot of criticism. SpongeBob and Squidward have gotten a lot more praise, and people were saying that Gary finally got some justice compared to his older versions. So this is my most excited and hyped set of 2026. That's just me. But what do you guys think about all of that stuff? I am so excited to build SpongeBob whenever I buy it, depending on if it goes on sale or if there's a GWP that I end up becoming interested in. Yeah. What else is going on? Hey, Frankenfrog. Oh, did Moments of the Magic just finish their stream? Okay, I was gonna watch them earlier, but oh well. Hoarder's definitely buying. Are definitely going to be a Krusty Krab next year. There was that Ideas project while before Lego got the SpongeBob license back. That was probably rejected because they didn't have the SpongeBob license yet. Yeah, Patrick has been getting some criticism. Yeah, those are the Australian prices, Barbara. Well, isn't that a new mold for his shell? That's what it looks like to me from those pictures. Yeah, Conch Drive is really cool in my opinion. What it says, there's so many sets you want, but you don't have the space. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, because like not having enough space for Lego collection is honestly another reason why people might quit the community. I probably am because I identified more than half of the Shrek CMFs that I'm interested in. So at this point, I'm like, I probably should just buy the whole series. You've been collecting Lego since '95. I've been collecting Lego since 2005. Yeah, let's go back down here. Yeah, and also we were talking about how you guys in my polls on YouTube and on Instagram overwhelmingly want to see me build the Wall-E robots more than the Michael Schumacher Ferrari Formula One car. So on my live stream starting tomorrow, in a at 9 p.m. Eastern, in a collaboration with Brick Babe, of who is building the Walt robot from the Bricklink Designer Program, I will be starting to build the Wally and Eve. I'm referring to these as the upscale Wally robots because it's Wally and Eve, but it's also a Mo back there. I guess Mo isn't as marketable as Wally and Eve, which is why they didn't include Mo in the title of this set. And then, so that's what we will be building for the next batch of live streams on the mayohosko channel. And then when we get that done, we will be moving on to the Michael Schumacher Ferrari Formula One car. I can put that next to my Ayrton Senna and Nigel Mansell car. Come on, what's going on here? F1! God damn it! We can scroll down here. This is what we will be building after the Wally robots. And I want this set mainly... Well, I wanted the Ayrton Senna car because we got the Ayrton Senna minifigure. I bought the Nigel Mansell car because I thought it would that his old Williams would look good next to Ayrton Senna's McLaren, and I bought this set because originally I was going to go to Bricklink and buy the old Michael Schumacher from 20 years ago. But now, because they came out with this set with a new Michael Schumacher, now I don't have to go back and buy that old one. Because when I was doing those live streams last year building Nigel Mansell's car, I was theorizing potential candidates for a third edition in the icons scale of Formula One cars. I was going over they could make a Mercedes for Lewis Hamilton. They could go back and do whatever car that Tanuki Lauda drove, or Michael Schumacher's Ferrari. And I said that because I really wanted to get another Michael Schumacher, and that's exactly what they gave us, Formula One fans, which is why I'm excited to build this set. But you guys voted to build that you guys want me to build the Wall-E robots, which is why we are building the Wall-E robots tomorrow, which will be fun. Okay. We appreciate all of the people who have been lurking, because your eyeballs and your eardrums help out the mayohosko channel more than you expect. So thank you very much. Who's Mato? I don't know who that is. There are people. They're called Formula One fans. They're who wanted it. I wanted it. Exactly, Billy. Race car. You like how the car displays? So do I. They all come on the stands that have the plaque for some of the details about the drivers of which the minifigures are based on. Hey, Copper says you've been lurking because you're building Lego as well. Which set are you building right now, Copper? It's good to see you. And also, everyone in the chat right now who watched or who was a guest on the 24-hour live stream, give yourself a pat on the back, give yourself a round of applause. And if you didn't end up watching my 24-hour live stream from last weekend, I made a playlist with all 3 parts, so that if anyone wants to go back and see some of the fun that we had, you can just search for that playlist on my channel and you'll be able to see it. We got 16 likes. Thank you very much, everyone. Yes, let's absolutely try get this live stream to 20 likes. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all of the likes today. When's my next stream going to be? So my next live stream will be in 22 hours and 16 minutes, because we go live just about every day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 a.m. the next day, Australian Eastern Standard Time. If there's any Australians out there watching. Oh yeah, you're still building the that set. Alexandria, Alexandria, do you end up finishing that same set that Copper is building? Okay, well, if you want to debate my opinions about Formula One, I'd be happy to have that in the comments now. Yeah, yeah, you weren't saying good things about that building experience. I do remember you saying some of that stuff. Um, yes, yes. So I do know that there are new subscribers to the mayohosko channel. By the way, thank you for subscribing. Shout out to all the new subscribers out there. Yeah, so you might not, so like the new subscribers might not know that I go live just about every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's good to remind the new subscribers and make them feel welcomed into the community. Yeah, I saw that 9 hours ago. I tweeted about that on my sports account on Twitter X. Um, Yeah, I've seen some people who really enjoyed the build experience of the doghouse, but some other people like you who didn't. So yeah, there's a little bit of polarization with that set. Hello, Spiffy Squirrel Productions. What about cheese? I don't know. Yeah, so we're just going through a whole bunch of stuff today. We were talking about some of the new and upcoming Lego sets, talking about how you guys voted for me to build the Wall-E robots over Michael Schumacher's Ferrari Formula One car, which we will be building on my live stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern with the Brick Babe in a collaboration, The Battle of the Bots. Also, a really cool Technic website from the old days, which I think has more information than Brickset. And if anyone knows me, you know that I use Brickset a lot. Because, like, when people want me to talk about certain sets, normally I just search for it on a Brickset so I can get the sets, stats, etc. Yes, thank you for subscribing. We appreciate all the new subscribers. Still building that. Um, I think I know Ball. So if anyone disagrees with me, we can have at it in the comments. So Dragon enjoyed the doghouse. The character was good, but the house was bad. That's an interesting take. Uh, yeah, still building that. Anyway, yeah, because if we go back, this is Michael Schumacher's Ferrari Formula One, which we will be building on my live streams after we finish building the Wall-E robots. Because for context, I think Michael Schumacher is the greatest Formula One driver ever, and Wall-E is my favorite movie ever, which were my main motivations for buying these two sets. I did unboxings of these sets on my 24-hour live stream. And also, something worth noticing about this Wall-E compared to the previous Wall-Es is that it's a better interpretation of the cockroach, because they use those handlebar pieces for the antennas of the cockroach. And I don't know what those adapters the bars are sticking into, but it kind of looks like a scaled up build of the minifigure scale binocular pieces. So when we start building this set on my live stream tomorrow, it'll be interesting to see what pieces those actually are for the cockroach that sits on top of Wally's body underneath his eyes. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone else who really likes the Wall-E movie, I believe this is the first time we're getting the robot Mo. Because, like, there's the really funny scene in Wall-E where Wall-E is extremely dirty. His caterpillar treads puts dirt on the floor, and then Mo has to clean up after him. So it seems like Wally just made a heck of a mess for Mo, and Mo got extremely frustrated in the movie trying to clean after Wally with the foreign contaminant and message that came up on his eyes in the movie. And also, let's go back to Conch Drive, because as we've been saying throughout this whole live stream, this is probably now my most excited and hyped set of 2026. So much good stuff in Conch so much good stuff in Conch Drive. What are you guys saying? You're still talking about that set. There's a community post on my channel where people overwhelmingly voted for the Wall-E robots, and I did the same thing on Instagram, and it got just about the same percentage of results. Copper has the Wall-E set on your wish list. It went on back order. That's interesting. Yeah, because I bought the Friends Garden restaurant, and that was a back ordered set to get the airplane GWP. So that's why that's taking a while to get here. That set is on back order. Lego should release every new part from last year. Combo building box. That would be a mock builder's dream, wouldn't it? We are mock builders hoarder. That would be our dream. Johnny says Eve's a hottie. Wally did well there. Exactly. Well, because they clearly expressed an old technology versus new technology love interest in the movie, which was kind of charming and fun to watch throughout the film. I didn't know what the hell was going on when I saw that movie when I was 7 years old back in 2008, but watching that movie over and over again on DVD and once on Disney Plus, I'm like, yeah, I get in my feelings about all of that. Yeah, we were trying to remember the name of Johnny 5 on the 24-hour live stream, but then it slipped our mind until we were talking about Johnny 5 somewhere else. And yeah, some people have made mock versions of Johnny 5. Someone should submit Johnny 5 as an ideas project, and I think that'd be the most likely way that Johnny 5 ends up becoming an actual set. Okay, we got 100% on my phone now, so I'm gonna put my laptop on charge before it goes out of charge, so that we don't run into the same mistake that we sometimes run into on my live streams. Let me get this in position, and I'm enjoying talking with you guys in the comments, so we're going to go live for as long as we want today. Yeah, and because we have the power of the share screen, if you guys want to talk about anything that requires me to look at stuff, you can suggest things for the share screen. If you want to talk about something particular. Hoarder asked, does SpongeBob include jellyfish and those net accessories? Yes, it does. Because one thing to notice about the build for jellyfish fields is that the older jellyfish were just a trans pink version of the chef's hat. These new jellyfish have the 2x2 rounded domed bricks for the head, and they use the horn pieces for the legs. So it's a more complex jellyfish than we got in the past. And there's that sign for jellyfish fields right there. And instead of the old boatmobiles where you actually built it up, they just found a clever way to tack on the existing boat mold onto wheels, which I think looks really cool. As well as the build for the bubble stand, which has the bubble stand sign for 25 cents and the sign where they sell the lessons of how to blow a bubble. And if Skywin were here, he would be saying, "Technique, technique, technique." Yeah, there is a lot of heater sets coming out right now. Which brand is making Johnny 5 right now? Yeah, I didn't know he had that. No, we're not going to do that this time. We've accidentally done that too many times in the past. The pineapple and the boat look cool. Yeah, it's the most accurate looking boat mobile ever, in my opinion, and it's by far the best representation of SpongeBob's house. The cat's crying now. I'm just gonna let her cry until she stops. She knows that I don't do anything for her. One of her masters is coming over later today. I'm not her master, but I am the boss. I would buy a whole case of SpongeBob collectible minifigures if they ever came out with that. Let's brainstorm some of the characters they could do. Obviously, SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Plankton. Let's go through some of the minifigures they've done in the past. So I'm at 6. They could do the Doctor and the Mrs. Puff, the bus driver. They did the Glove World employee in the past. That's 10. They made the Flying Dutchman. That's 11. I don't think they ever made any of the generic fish, but you know what? Plankton could be an accessory with Mr. Krabs, so let's bring that back down to 10. They could make a Larry the Lobster, maybe 11. They could make a bubble bass. That's 12. There's probably some characters from beyond season 5 that aren't coming to my mind that could be represented. But off the top of my head, I listed off 12 characters they could include in a collectible minifigure series for SpongeBob. People talking about their body parts. Yes, the hash slinging slasher. Yeah, David Hasselhoff was in the first SpongeBob movie. Exactly. That was one of my complaints looking back. Like in the Krusty Krab set or the Bikini Bottom Express, which is what the bus was. How cool would it have been if we had got some of the generic fish you see riding the bus or eating at the Krusty Krab, for example? I think Ren and Stimpy would probably be too mature for Lego to want to make. Yeah, that was the character Flats from that one episode where they were trying to kick butts. Yeah. My leg ended up becoming a meme, and the writers keep on spamming that joke over and over again because the new episodes of SpongeBob are shit. What about the log? I don't think I know the context about that. Oh yeah, of course. How could I forget about Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy? Lego needs to let Jesse make an entire Rick and Morty. Which Jesse are we talking about? We're talking about Jesse's Brick Galaxy, or we're talking about a different Jesse? Because it was so great to have Jesse's Brick Galaxy on the 24-hour live stream. Those were great times. Yeah, because they did the Knight Rider in Dimensions. I didn't know David Hasselhoff was in Knight Rider. Yeah, I've watched some episodes of Ren and Stimpy. And I don't think Lego would ever want to touch Ren and Stimpy. He does. He's made really good mocks in the past. I've seen some of those mocks at Brick World Chicago. Yeah. So really excited for Conch Drive. And quickly, let's go back to Technopedia for the people that weren't there earlier. This looks like a Windows 98 website because it probably is. And let me stop sharing the entire screen and share individually this screen. This is Technopedia. Has that classic 90s graphics right there. Let's get rid of this tab. Yeah. So like it lists off the different years that Technic sets were in, starting with the early days when Technic was called Expert Builder. But the website only goes up to 2016. So like, for example, if you want to search for just the Technic bulldozers, they have different categories for the different stuff. So I can go under the categories, the subcategory construction equipment. I can click on bulldozers, and these are the four Technic bulldozers that Lego made up to 2016, starting with this OG classic from 77. Like that's what Technic used to look like, and that does not compare to the newer one they came out with a couple years ago. That was like 500 Australian dollars or something. Like, look at that, even in comparison to these ones they came out with in the 2000s. Like, there's a night and day a difference. So I'm not the biggest fan of Technic, but I didn't know about this website until my friend the Battery Powered Bricks made a video about it. So whenever I need to research stuff about the Lego Technic sets, I might come back to this website. Like, I'm, for example, more interested in the excavators. And so they show all the excavators that Lego ever made, including these really interesting ones that had the pneumatic system in it for controlling the arm. A couple of them had the pneumatic pumps in them. Yeah. And like something a little bit different. Like, say you play Farm Simulator and you might be more interested in the tractors. They've done all these different tractors over the years. Like, look how outdated this tractor is. When did this tractor come out? This tractor came out in the first year, 1977. Like, look how much different this tractor looks compared to this tractor. There's a night and day difference. Holy shit. But one critique I do have about this website is where they put the pictures in here. They don't list them in chronological order. So like, you can tell the difference that these two tractors down here are way older than these two tractors above it. When did some of these tractors came out? This tractor came out in 1986. It has that spray bar at the back. This tractor came out in 1981. It has that plow at the back there. Yeah, really interesting seeing how they updated this website. I'm guessing this was a Windows 98 website, and they updated it for almost 20 years. Yeah, so it was just something I thought was interesting that they showed off. And like any of you Canadians out there who have to deal with the snow, they've made various Technic snow vehicles in the past. You might recognize some of these snowmobiles, but it doesn't look like they made any with the Technic bricks. Only with the Technic beams. So definitely no Technic snow sets from 1977. But yeah, it's just a cool little website which I wanted to take the time to talk about on today's stream. So let's get my beautiful icon back and see what people are saying. Scroll back here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not the Caterpillar Construction Company. It's the Liebherr, or however you pronounce it. Yeah. Any photos of pineapple at the back? We can go, and I'm gonna open up a tab, separately, just for the just for the pineapple. No, sorry, just for the conch drive. After I read some of your comments, Angry Dragon wants the perfect. Yes, the perfect Squidward. When he becomes handsome, that would be a cool variant of that minifig. Yeah, a lot of you guys really like Ren and Stimpy. Andrew says, think it's great that Lego is giving us the Looney Tunes characters builds now. They did a CMF series a while ago, and they've only just come out with the Peanuts that yourself and Copper were building. I'm not sure about Johnny Quest. I think there were ideas projects about Johnny Quest in the past. Yeah, right. Because they switched over from the Technic bricks to the Technic beams in their sets. I don't know who the Simsalabim guy is, but I know that he appeared in an episode of Family Guy. A lot of people do have nostalgia for the old days of Technic when they came with the Technic figures from 1986 to 2001. Yeah, the Crimson Chin was from the Fairly Odd Parents. I've seen Jetsons ideas projects as well. Yeah, there's definitely that is one of the big arguments to be made about the older Technic sets. Horta says we got that. You got that red tractor came with the sheep while back. You color swapped it like John Deere. Yeah, because because all of John Deere's tractors are green. What's the farm machinery company who is red? I don't know which brand that is, because John Deere uses the green stuff. Which brand does the red stuff? They made the Flintstones set, but they never made the Jetsons set. Yeah, because they made the Flintstones house with that weird vehicle that they drive around in, but yeah, they haven't made a Jetsons set yet. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't own any of the Technic figs. And use that Harry Potter art balloon. Yes, they could use that for a new Mrs. Puff if they decide to come out with that again. Yeah, because there's a few suggestions you guys were talking about which Lego might not want to do. A Case or International Harvester, are those brand names? Anyway, let's go and see some of the other images for Conch Drive. Yeah, because we showed off the minifigures. That's the back. That's the back of the houses. Let's get a little bit of a zoom in. Some of you guys might have already seen these pictures. So yeah, so we get they use the Minecraft ladder piece for the diving board on SpongeBob's bed, which is nice. That's a nice detail. For Patrick's furniture, they make it all out of light tan because it's all made out of sand. And as my friend Skyway pointed out, we get the sticker for the art inside of Squidward's house, which is he titled Bold and Brash, but an art connoisseur said more like belongs in the trash. And also, if I get this zoom in, you get Squidward's tanning chair on his roof, which is nice to get. Never gotten that before. And you get a highly detailed a bathroom in his house with the pink bubbles and the pink shower curtain that makes the toilet look like SpongeBob's head from that one episode. I forget the name of it. But yeah, lots of details. And you get Squidward playing the clarinet right there. Looks like they use one of the two long bar pieces and a cone brick to represent the clarinet. So that it's cool to get some of those details. There's a closer look of Patrick driving the boatmobile and the Bikini Bottom sign. There's Squidward getting a tan. There's a better shot of Jellyfish Fields with the net that one of you guys were talking about. And we get that gear piece on the side that I'm assuming rotates the jellyfish around. There's a shot of Squidward in his bath. There's the lifestyle shot. More lifestyle, more lifestyle, more lifestyle, more lifestyle, more lifestyle, more lifestyle. There's the door being opened up. That's a highly detailed door. Really like that door. Yeah, and that's them spinning around the jellyfish at the fields. What's this? No, we're not going to play that. But there's the back of the box for the set. If anyone wanted to see that, I am so hyped for this. And let's play this. I think this doesn't have music. Yeah, it has these weird spinnings. Some close-ups of the details. They used to give a 360 spin of the set. Now they have these interesting videos showing a quick spin around and then it pans to some of the features they want to show off about the set. Yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Anyway, just a fantastic set, and I, as someone who grew up watching SpongeBob season 1 to season 8, this set is for people like me. But what are you guys now saying? Hobby says, yeah, they use those to clear roads and mountains and ski hills. Yeah, a pearl would be good as a big fig. That's a good one. I've heard about Marvin the Martian. I forget which franchise he's from. Is that the... Okay, so those... So let me go back to your other... So Case is a brand, and International Harvester is a brand that competes with John Deere. I don't think I remember the pirate painting a reference. Yeah, it's not a molded clarinet. They used existing pieces to make it look like his clarinet. Yeah. Some of you guys are definitely exposing how old you are with some of the things that you're suggesting. Oh yes, I remember. Like the pirate captain at the start. Are you ready, kids? Yeah, that painting would be good as a mosaic set, actually. And if you had the sound brick in that said that played the song, that would be cool. Kind of like how those art the first of those art sets came with that that weird podcast thing that was so bizarre in my opinion. Anyone else remember remember those? Let me take a water break. I think we'll make this an hour stream. No, sorry, I think we'll make this a 2 hour stream. Because otherwise my throat is gonna get so sore from talking. That's why if anyone's out there in the jungle wants to come on, that would be gladly appreciated. You have the invite in there. Yeah, I know you're doing lots of stuff with marching bands right now. And there's stuff going on with my friends on Instagram. I just read something funny. Huh. Oh, someone posted about my MySpace. Wow, that's funny. It is. It is. It is. We're gonna put this glorious set on the full screen. What do we want to talk about, guys, for the next 12 minutes? Let me go get the let me go get the raid ready, or the redirect ready. Sorry. Oh, we gained 2 subscribers today. Thank you very very much for the new subscriptions. Well, where's the editing thing? Stream settings, edit, customization, redirect. Okay, yeah. So there's Brick Adjuster and Moments of the Magic. We're gonna go get the raid out to Brick Adjuster because they normally go live for a few hours. Yeah, so we'll do the redirect to the Brick Adjuster after this live stream. I'll be building the SpongeBob set as soon as I buy it. Like whatever set I end up building on my live streams by before I get there. If I'm not done yet, I will stop building that and start building the SpongeBob set as soon as I unbox it. That's how excited I am for that. It comes out in September. Who knows? Maybe there might be a good GWP. Hoarder found a store that had ton of dark green, dark blue headlights for cheap. Had to hurry up, filled the cart, passed the threshold. And yeah, I've been in that same boat as well. But something I am going to put up on the screen again, and I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read this again for those who weren't here earlier. A conversation we had about the community. Let me see. Yeah, this is sharing. Over my 15 years in the LEGO community, I've seen two big reasons why people quit the community. One is their socioeconomics change, and two is they lose the passion and pursue other projects in their life. Some themes attract certain interest from certain collectors. When those themes retire, people who collected those themes lose some interest in the hobby. There are lots of people who I've seen inactive on their social media. At times, the community can get stressful due to the Lego group's decisions or cultural changes, and some people don't end up evolving on social media, so they leave, which prompted them to reply. Um, um, and the person is the person who made the video is at Real Brick Life. Thank you for sharing your perspective. 15 years in the LEGO community gives you a really interesting viewpoint on how things change over time. I think your point about life circumstances changing is especially true. Hobbies naturally move up and down in priority as careers, families, finances, and other interests evolve. And you're absolutely right that some people are deeply connected to specific themes. When those themes retire, a big part of what kept them engaged can disappear too. I also think your observation about social media is an interesting one. The Lego community has changed a lot over the years, and keeping up with platform changes, trends, and the constant flow of news and opinions can sometimes become exhausting. For some people, stepping away is simply the healthier choice. Thank you for adding such a thoughtful and experienced perspective to the discussion. It's always fascinating hearing from someone who's seen the community evolve over such a long period of time. That's going to be one of the big takeaways from this live stream today. What are their thoughts about all of that? Some people in the chat have already shared their thoughts. There might be still people in the chat who haven't done so yet and maybe might want to share some of their thoughts. And also people who are watching this live stream back on replay also might want to share some of their thoughts about that. Because it'd be really interesting to hear different people's perspectives about what they think, and it also might be reflective of their position as they stand in the community right now. There are some people still thinking about where they stand, like Mark, which is understandable because I've seen you go a while without doing anything, and other times you're here, there, and everywhere in the community, which is what I've seen for a lot of people. I try to be here, there, and everywhere all the time because I enjoy being with people, with different people in the community. That's why I always say my DMs are open. Anyone that ever wants to talk to me about something, just send me a DM on whichever platform you use. Chances are I'm on that platform and you can message me. I can't I can't wait to build the Wally set with the Brick Babe tomorrow. I can't wait for that. That's going to be so much fun. unboxing a new Lego set to build on camera is always fun. But I can feel my throat getting sore from talking. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time tomorrow because we've both been trying to watch a Brick Babe a lot this week, haven't we, Hordem? Going to close that window. And my notes app is open. I can force quit that. I want to see how many likes we ended up getting on this stream. Got some new comments on my posts as well, which is nice. Yeah, looks like we'll end up being three likes short of 20, but who knows? Maybe some people might watch back on the replay gang and leave a like on the stream. Maybe people might want to share this live stream with their friends with all the different things that we were talking about today, and maybe their friends might end up deciding to watch this live stream and give it the thumbs up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because after this live stream, I'm going to be watching some of my other friends, and I'm going to be doing stuff in the Lego City as well. A lot of fun. You see, right now, that's a different Instagram. Got 47% on my Mac, 100% on my phone. Also, did you guys see that Mr. Beast got got married? Because that happened this week. It has been a great stream, but the fun's not over because we will be redirecting to the brick adjuster in 1 minute. So if you have autoplay enabled, you will be automatically redirected over there. If you don't, you'll see a message at the top of the chat to click or tap on to go over what and watch the full brick live stream by the brick adjuster. Billy will be getting mountain bike van. Yeah, I know that one. And I know some people who like those small city vehicles. Hey Contra, we're literally just about to end this stream. So to see all the awesome stuff that we talked about relating to the thumbnail, I guess you'll have to go back and watch the live stream back on the replay. Because my voice is sore. It's time to go raid to Full Brick on the Brick Adjuster channel. So thank you for watching this live stream. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. If you weren't watching this live stream from the start and you see something interesting on the thumbnail and that you want to hear me talking about, something on the thumbnail catches your attention, you can go back and watch this live stream on the replay, and see me talk about that stuff. We had some interesting discussions with the chat, so thank you very much. I'll see you on my next live stream tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be a city update on Sunday, Monday.